Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, just like Andy Reid on the Duck Boat, we are back for another episode of Next Play Sports. You got your boy Sid, you got your boy Nolan, you got your boy Timo. Sit back, relax, grab a drink and a snack, because here we go.
Just like Andy Reid on the what?
Duck Boat.
Duck Boat. I feel you. Look, I know I personally shit on Ohio a lot, but Ohio needs some prayers right now. Don't know if y'all know what's going on in Ohio.
Oh, yeah. Ohio is
having
Ohio is
right
Ohio.
Now, so. Yeah, so prayers out to Ohio.
Chill, this ain't their fault, Nolan.
Yeah, Ohio can't help this. Well, I'm sure their state could have
The government can, but
paid for better railroads, but other than that, this is something that they can't really control.
NPS, and the P stands for politics. Here we go.
Yeah, for prayers out of Ohio, man. Sad stuff going on out there. We wish y'all the best. But moving on to this week in sports.
Sports ball.
No, it's probably copyrighted. Nolan, you just got us banned from like everything.
Shit.
Nah, but
Back to square one.
I apologize for my outburst.
Baseball is still in its dead period.
Pitchers and catchers report, baby. We got spring training games in like half a month.
Nick Pavetta's already hurt.
He's sick.
Wait, what does it matter?
All right,
He's not throwing.
So basketball.
It's NBA Allstar Weekend.
It is. They played the Rising Stars game last night, right? Or was it a celebrity game?
Celebrity game.
They play both.
Oh, they played both?
The Miz's shot should have counted.
They should have counted.
Don't know if you've seen that.
I did not see the Miz's shot.
It was 81-78.
This is my first time in a long time not watching the NBA.
It was 81-78, and the Miz took a half-court shot to tie it. Wow. Yeah. Miz Curry.
Ohio legend, the Miz.
I always knew I hated the Miz for some reason. Lefty from half. Sinked it.
Just like Curry from Ohio.
After the buzzer.
Yeah.
Didn't count.
Basket. Yeah.
Who won MVP?
Go home. I don't know. I don't care.
Nolan, get on that. MVP of the Celebrity All-Star Game.
I maybe not want to do it.
Do we believe, speaking of, do we believe DK Metcalf's video, or we all think that had to be?
Come on, bro.
That had to be edited.
Come on, bro.
He jumped. He reached his peak, and then it like extended another like 2 feet.
Bro. Like we're talking about every world record.
He'd be putting his nuts in the rim.
The dude's jumping out of a 12-foot swimming pool.
Who? DK?
DK's. Did you not see the video?
Oh yeah, the one where
the vertical.
That's gotta be fake.
He reached his peak and then like just floated for another 2 feet.
It's a scene from Space Jam, man.
And DK also won MVP.
Of course he did.
Because
DK won MVP last night.
Because he dunked, I'm assuming.
Was it the WNBA?
Exactly.
Oof.
It was more entertaining.
But
oh my god.
Must get canceled.
Yeah, no one's trying to get us canceled today.
I was gonna save this for the buy, but I actually want to buy the NBA Rising Stars game. I watched it last night. I did get to watch all the Rising Stars game. I think it's cool.
Isn't it 3 teams now? Powell.
It was 4 teams because they included a G League team.
Oh,
so you got to see like Scoot Henderson last night.
Oh, that's cool.
Play.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was just cool. I didn't catch the first few games which had Scoot. I saw highlights or whatnot, but getting to see the young guys get out there, and you kind of get to see who takes over and whatnot. Paulo Banchero played very well. Scotty Barnes played really well. If I had $1 every time I watched, if I had $1 every time Jamal Crawford called him Baby Kawhi last night.
Yeah, I don't get the Baby Kawhi thing, but
Scotty Barnes.
Oh, Scotty! I thought we were talking about Paulo Banchero.
No, Scotty
Barnes is Baby Kawhi. I can agree with that.
MVP was Jose Alvarado.
I believe that too.
He hit the game winner. He's the only player there last night. Shout out to Jose Alvarado, man. He was the only player there last night that wasn't drafted.
Yeah,
but won MVP. And Grimes, Quentin Grimes showed out. He was lighting it up. He went in the first game they played to get to the championship, went 2 for 3 from 3 or 3 for 4. And then in the last game he went 4 for 6 from 3.
That's what's up, man. Quentin Grimes is nice. I like Quentin Grimes.
There's a reason the Knicks didn't want to throw him in the Donovan Mitchell bag, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, would I to get Donovan Mitchell?
I would have done it.
Who am I to trade Quentin Grimes?
For Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, any relation to Rick Grimes?
Exactly. Who do you think? Stop trying to act like you know where we're at. Like you know the rules. Carl! There are no rules, man. We're lost. There are no rules, man. We're lost.
We're lost.
Trying
Man,
to keep us together.
Carl. But
I'm watching The Walking Dead right now.
justice for Isaiah Joe.
Yeah, man. Speaking of which, on to the 3-point
Is Yuta
contest.
Watanabe in it?
No.
Okay, what the...
I told you, there's no top 10 shooters.
I mean...
The closest they got was Buddy Hield at 11. So you got, just to break down the field, we got Tyrese Halliburton, Tyler Hero, Buddy Hield, Kevin Huerter, Damian Lillard, Lauri Markkanen, Julius Randle, and Jason Tatum.
Why are Lauri
One of these
Markkanen
things
and
just
Julius
doesn't
Randle in
belong
there?
here.
Well, Laurie Bird is...
Laurie Bird is going to get scraped.
Listen, White Boy Wonder, I'm going to call it he makes it to the second round. He's making it out of the first round.
Wonder Bread is getting
He's got to be up.
hosed.
If he's
First
up against
round.
Julius Randle, he'll win.
Well, I don't think it works like that, Nolan.
I'm saying
He's
like,
against the field for the first round.
yeah,
How many move on to the second round?
I think it's
half.
3. I think it's the top 3 or 4.
Only 3 out of like 7.
Oh, only 3 players advance.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Don't know if Laurie Bird's making it.
Okay.
Yeah, Laurie Bird is getting hosed round 1.
What do you mean, Laurie Bird's out shooting Buddy Hield? What are you talking about?
So, speaking of which, Anthony Simons was in it, and Julius Randle was a replacement.
Mm-hmm.
So we talking about the first guy we asked whenever Anthony went down.
That's like Tyler Huntley being in this Pro Bowl.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Like, my man shoots 33%.
Tyler Huntley only threw 3 touchdowns.
Oh, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with your take, but I'm more so concerned as to why he's here.
Yeah, I bet Tyler Huntley was too.
He was like,
Man,
cool, I'll go.
they are struggling with these All-Star selections this year in most sports.
Anyways, so first of all, I need your picks for who's making it to round 2, and then you'll pick your winner. So you're 3 out of the field.
Hero, JT, and Herter.
Give me Buddy Hield, Kevin Huerter, and Damian Lillard.
I'll take Buddy Hield, Herter, and Jason Tatum.
We all have Kevin Huerter.
Yes. Kevin Huerter is a shoot. He's a shooter. He's a bona fide.
I need to know who went out last night. They said this on after the Rising Stars game too. But I need to know who went out last night before this All-Star game. 3-point contest. Like, who's taking this seriously? Who's showing up?
Who was getting shots of this morning?
I mean, my pick to win it.
Oh, well, hold on. Wait. Repeat what you just said.
Like, who went out last night?
Oh, what, like partying?
Yeah.
In Salt Lake City,
Yeah.
Utah.
Yeah.
I'd probably
You think nobody went out for the All-Star?
I'd probably be able to find somewhere more fun to go out in fucking Ohio
People tried to say
than Salt Lake City,
people
Utah.
tried to say Lee Slut on Twitter because he's in Salt Lake City, Utah. SL, UT. Lee Slut.
Utah's really creeping up on my shit list right now. We're talking about bottom 5.
The Mormons getting wild.
Why not the whole state? What does Utah even do?
That's what I just said. Utah.
Oh, I thought you said Salt Lake City. I thought it was like,
Oh, what?
I thought you were saying Salt Lake City's creeping on my list. I was like,
Oh, Utah.
yeah.
Salt Lake City has a lot to do with that.
What do they do? What do they do? Got a lake?
Mormons.
Michigan. I could just go to Michigan.
Yeah, exactly.
Mormons.
Moving on.
So, out of your 3 winners, who you got winning it? I'm guessing Sid's going to be a homer.
Buddy.
If it's not Hero though, I think it's Jason Tatum. When Jason Tatum gets in the groove, man, it's like shooting free throws on 2K.
Yeah.
And like
I'll take Buddy Hield.
If it's not hero, it's Jason Tatum.
Since you took Buddy Hield, I'm going to take Kevin Huerter. I was going to say Buddy Hield.
People's champ, Kevin Huerter.
But yeah, I'm going to ride with Kevin Huerter.
The grittiest shooter.
He's not getting invited out last night.
He was going door to door.
Well, I don't know, man. He's been hanging out in that Memphis locker room. He might come out there and some.
Are you?
Kevin Huerter's from
Oh, I'm thinking
Sacktown.
about Luke Kennard. I'm bugging.
Look at our going pop up next game
all
with
them,
a chain.
all them white kids, man. Y'all look the same.
Jesus.
Luke and I showed up. They said, "You got a red dot."
Jeez, man.
You got a blick
So
white boy.
There's our picks for the 3-point contest. Now, getting into this dunk contest. Who's our participants for this?
Kenyon Martin Jr.
Kenyon Martin Jr., Trey Murphy III, Jericho Sims, and Matt McClung.
Mac McClung.
Jericho Sims is a sleeper.
He is a sleeper. I do think Kenyon Martin Jr. is going to be. He has to be probably the favorite, I would say.
I would say Mac McClung is
Where's Shaden Sharp for that, bro?
I don't know if he's the favorite.
The face value favorite. I don't know what it is about him, man. I just think he wants it a little more.
So
No, man, I got Kenyon Martin winning it, probably. Most likely.
he's who I would say to win it, but just to be different, I'll take Mac McClung. Jericho Sims is a sleeper.
I'll just take Jericho Sims. I don't care. This is terrible.
I ain't gonna call it terrible. Just young
yeah,
athletic kid.
you ain't gave it a chance yet.
Yeah. That's about all we got for you on the NBA front.
Yeah, we got a lot to cover in football. So, do we want to give this Super Bowl wrap up first?
Yeah, we can give a Super Bowl wrap up.
Where to start?
Well, first of all, just the overall game. I think it's probably
Hold on, okay, let's start
Patty
from
belt out.
before the game even started. Let's talk about the Super Bowl media team and what they asked my man Nick Sirianni. I don't know if we ever covered this on the pod.
No, what are we talking about?
They asked my man Nick Sirianni, which player on the Eagles would you prefer? Like, would you most want your daughter to date?
His daughter's like 4 years old.
5.
I don't think they actually meant, like, they're talking about hypothetically. Like,
Well, yeah.
it would be a lot better if she
Well,
had
his
4
real life
years
daughter
old.
is 5 years old.
Yeah, it'd be a lot better if he didn't have an actual, if he didn't have kids.
I'm like,
yet.
I don't know. Ask me when I'm 60.
Well, I mean, no, I can tell you hypothetically, but when you give me an actual daughter, that's 5,
Yeah, that's a little weird.
and I think of these 25-year-old men.
And you think these reporters just didn't know that? You know what I'm saying? These reporters are just
What was his
oblivious to
answer?
that. My daughter is 5 years old. And that's all he said. Pretty sure.
I hope so.
Yeah.
L for the media team.
I mean, when do they take W's? All right. So now move on. Let's move on to the game itself.
If we want to talk about the game itself, I think since I've been watching Super Bowls, the
game was good.
game's it's definitely a top 5 Super Bowl I've watched.
The game was great. I
was
love
really
that
good.
game.
I mean, yeah, it was a good game.
It had everything.
I don't know. I mean, everybody's going to talk about the calls.
Everyone's going to talk about that call.
Yeah. Just regardless of the quote-unquote tug of the jersey, I don't think I would be able to throw a flag in that situation, especially knowing the flag came after the play. And if I'm the ref, I saw the ball land 7 yards from Juju.
Okay, but it's not a defensive pass interference call. It's a defensive.
Well, I mean, I get it, but like in my opinion, I just wouldn't have been able to throw the flag in that situation.
Shannon Sharp
knowing the weight of the
that's
situation.
Shannon Sharp said that's a flag in the first quarter, second quarter, or last 2 minutes of the Super Bowl.
Oh, I'm sure the Patrick Mahomes fanboy agreed that it was a flag.
Tony Dungy said that's a flag. Please tell me you know who Tony Dungy is.
Yeah, I listened to Tony Dungy speak. I have a picture on my phone with Tony Dungy. Fun fact.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Tried to G-check him. He didn't like that.
Did you ever talk to Tony Dungy?
Yes, I spoke to Tony Dungy.
Well, next time you talk to him, ask him if that's a flag.
Did you get that interview that we were talking about?
Chill. We were going
No,
to
we didn't get the interview.
What are we talking about? We're leaving
the
this under
interview that
wraps.
you
Why are
said
we,
you were
hold on. Cut it. Why are we exposing this to the
Don't
public?
mute. Oh, it's too late now.
Yeah,
It's too late. He's not muted. He's just talking really loud.
Oh, like always.
His mic is always red, bro. His mic is always red.
That Cardi might.
We fix that in post.
No, we don't.
Nah, it's staying in.
No, I'm saying like
Raw, unedited.
it sounds better in post. But
Yeah.
anyways,
A little bit. Let's talk about this field.
oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into my buy sell. My sell is it Tahoma 31? Mm-hmm. Yeah, terrible. They used the same grass in the Michigan TCU game. It was complained about them.
Some Reggie.
It is.
Snoop Dogg would not approve about the quality of that grass.
I mean, there was 0 sacks. I wonder why. Edges were out there looking like ice skaters.
I'm pretty sure Willie Nelson turned it off after the first quarter.
What the hell is this?
That was some terrible grass.
But
Absolutely horrible.
yeah, field conditions, you can't be that bad. It can't.
It can't ever be that bad at any level. I'm surprised nobody tore anything.
I mean, especially after it got complained about after how bad it got complained about after the TCU Michigan game. Like,
And they're like, we need this in the biggest
I
game
don't know
of the
why
year.
they thought.
they're like, let's put that in the Super Bowl.
I don't know why they thought grass that is normally on a golf course would be suited for a football field.
People need to
I want to know where that disconnect was. Because I haven't stepped on many golf courses in my day. But it's not something I feel like I could safely run a 4-2 on. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I would like to see some grass you think you can run a 4-2 on, Tanner.
Hey, it's out there, bud. I haven't found it yet. Right? But, yeah, man. We got to be better for the Super Bowl. I mean, it took you 2 years to grow that. That cost $800,000 to grow that. I feel like you could have done better.
Yeah.
I feel like you could have at least done mid.
You saw more chunks of grass flying up than flags.
But I mean, I get that they did it to what it got done. It got done to push the okay, we'll play on turf narrative, and that's what's sad. Yeah, I mean, turf is injuring people. There's somewhere between that and turf where there's a happy medium where there's just good grass. It's just grass.
There's full artificial turf, and then there's turf grass. Turf grass isn't that bad. Whenever you get to the artificial turf, that's where you get all the beads and all that crap. Oh, that's young Timmy.
Yeah, this was October 22nd of 2018. Me and Tony Dungy chopping it up.
Where was that at?
That's in Jacksonville, North Carolina, at an FCA conference.
Nice.
Don't know how to play center, huh?
Tony, I was telling him some things.
Right.
Showed him a trick or two.
But so how got any more comments on the game, man? Jalen Hurts really surprised me.
Jalen Hurts did. He played
Jalen
great.
played his ass off.
He played like a top 5 quarterback.
He did. He stepped up.
Which is what the Eagles have been calling him for a
Travis
while now.
Kelce, quote unquote, said if they could have given it to the losing team, that he should have gone to Jalen Hurts.
The MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still think it should have been a Nick Bolton.
I think it's...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you go back and look at Nick Bolton's stats. They weren't as crazy as you would think. But granted, he did have a defensive touchdown and didn't lead the team in tackles. I do feel like it was still Nick Bolton.
I mean, I feel like that Super Bowl MVP got given to Patty to push his legacy narrative.
I mean, did Tom deserve every one of his?
I mean, I'd have to go back and look, but I can just call this game how I saw it.
No, yeah, I'm just
Like,
saying,
I didn't leave that game.
Though.
I didn't leave that game that night, and I was like, man, Patrick Mahomes was the best player on the field tonight.
Yeah, that's...
I still have my take.
quarterback
Listen,
on the field.
I still have my take that he didn't make. I mean, sure, we'll talk about the Travis Kelce pass, but that was more.
Are we really going to go there?
That was more so about the Travis Kelce catch than it was the Patrick Mahomes pass.
Please don't go there, bro.
And
Please.
and
And
how
then you got 2 touchdowns where nobody's in the zip
go
code.
there. Please don't go there.
how there's
Please
so
don't
many
go
different
there.
quarterbacks that can do everything that Patrick Mahomes did in the night
Please
of the
don't
Super
go
Bowl.
there, man.
I mean,
It's not a bad
like honestly,
take.
like the runs that Patrick Mahomes went on, and some of the throws that he made to keep drives alive.
Well, when we
like that,
count,
like that.
what
That's
throws?
Patrick Mahomes.
What throws are we talking about? Show me a throw that he made that no other quarterback can make.
No. But we're not gonna just say no other quarterback, like you didn't name drop 2. the other night.
Cooper Rush could have threw 2 of those touchdowns.
Oh, I'm throwing 2 of those touchdowns.
Exactly.
We talking about the
He tried to tell me he was like Patrick Mahomes threw for 3 touchdowns. What do you mean he didn't deserve MVP? I'm like 2 of those.
Oh, the last 2?
Okay, first
Yeah.
off, I never said he deserved MVP. I said he got MVP because he threw 3
Oh,
touchdowns.
definitely. But
like he threw
if
3
we're talking
touchdowns.
about,
I
Like,
was
it's not
literally
impressive.
pushing for Nick Bolton MVP.
if we could give it
at
to
the Super
anybody,
Bowl
listen,
party.
if we could give it to anybody for Super Bowl MVP, it's Andy Reid.
Yeah.
True.
If we can give it to, we can give it to a coach.
He said it's Eric Bieniemy.
No, that's that's to push
That's
the
an
Eric
agenda. That's an
Bieniemy
agenda.
narrative. Yeah, that's also why. Oh, we
said,
can talk
hey,
about this in the NFL right now.
get you rejected.
Eric Bieniemy getting making the lateral move to Washington.
Yeah. He's also assistant head coach.
In my opinion, and Sid saw it on Twitter, but my opinion on it was
Ron's gonna get canned anyway.
that's my thing. I think Eric Bieniemy is here as Ron's replacement. Go ahead and
Know
get
what I
him.
bet? Know what I think is gonna happen? I think Ron gets canned after about 4 or 5 games.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time Ron got canned in the first half of the season.
Bieniemy becomes interim, and then gets the full job after.
That's what I had to assume, and I had to think there has to be somebody that Andy Reid's high on in that system to take over for him, because it can't be Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy can't be the one getting the keys.
It's not, bro. There's no way.
I know.
The Bears' offense was horrible.
Well, Matt Nagy wasn't a good head coach,
That's what I'm saying.
so there has to be somebody else like lower in that system with a lot of potential that we're just not seeing, but he sees.
Probably.
And Eric Bieniemy was kind of getting to the point where, like I mentioned it whenever it was starting to get rumored that like we gotta get the sparrow out of the nest. Like it just ain't gonna happen here. So he makes the lateral move to Washington, which I'm really excited to watch. We're talking about Sam Howell being QB1, getting to work with Eric Bieniemy. That young roster they got. You got Terry McLaurin, you got De'Ami Brown, you got Dotson, Brian Robinson,
Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, I mean they're.
I think John Dotson's going to work a very similar role to Sky Moore, but in a greater capacity. It's kind of like that.
Sid did give us the take. Sky Moore had a great rookie season.
Come on, man.
Scored his first touchdown in the Super Bowl in the old corn dog play.
Dude.
You know they were lined up in the wrong formation that play.
solid.
The entire offense was lined up in the wrong formation.
That was the Tony one, the Kadarius Tony one.
No,
The Kadarius Tony weren't because Andy Reid broke that play down, and he literally—that's why I was calling it corn dog. That's why Andy Reid said the name of it was play corn dog.
Well, the second one, Patrick Mahomes calls out the formation in the huddle.
I think it's the same play to the opposite side.
No, he called out the exact same play, and he checked Tony, and Tony shook his head and pointed to the other side. And then Sky Moore was already in the same motion that Kadarius Tony was in. Patrick Mahomes checked Sky Moore, and then there was 3 seconds on the play clock, and quote-unquote Patrick Mahomes said, fuck it. That was
So
it.
just ran the same play with Tony with
Sky Moore on the other side, yeah.
How does that work? They just motion the wide receiver in, and they're like, "Got him!" Like just go right back out.
Yeah, good luck.
The Cardinals saw that and were like, we want that guy as our head coach.
Catch me if you can.
Yeah, man, Jonathan. I don't know how they hired him as the head coach after that second half he put on.
He seemed fired up. That's for sure. On his little PR mood.
21 second half points. And then they were like,
0 stops.
Yep.
0-0.
Yep. But overall, man, I think it was a W Super Bowl.
It was.
It wasn't for me, but just because I had to see Patty win another ring.
But just let's go through it, Sid. And you tell me when to stop. Kirk Cousins at quarterback for.
No.
You don't think they could win that game with Kirk Cousins at
They
quarterback?
win that game.
No.
They definitely win that game with Kirk Cousins.
Well,
I'm talking about the same. Hold on, we're not switching anything up. We're talking about the same play calls, same everything happened.
No,
because Patrick Mahomes did more with his on a bum ankle running the ball than Kirk Cousins.
Bro,
do.
No.
The pocket open like this.
No.
Okay, and Kirk Cousins more than likely stays in that pocket.
I'm talking about
Kirk Cousins is taking off and doing that.
No.
Kirk Cousins wins that game.
No.
He does.
No.
If Kirk Cousins doesn't have to run, which he would have had to run.
Daniel Jones wins that game.
No.
Oh my God!
No.
You somehow went worse.
No.
I'm saying, I'm being
Daniel
serious.
Jones does not win that game. No.
Here we go.
So, Sid, how low are you willing to go? Because you seem very adamant that Patrick
Kirk
Mahomes...
Cousins and Daniel Jones? Are you fucking kidding me?
Well,
No.
I'm
confident.
But can you at least agree that a lesser quarterback could have won that game?
No fucking shit.
Okay, I'm
But
asking.
he's acting like Cooper Rush is going out there and
I think that's more about
playing
the touchdown.
perfect
That's
football.
more about the touchdown.
We're not just talking about the 2 wide open touchdowns. That happens for every quarterback. Every quarterback looks like
I'm talking about all night.
You're telling me
I didn't see.
You're telling me that Kirk Cousins and Daniel Jones at this point in their career would have took on the Philadelphia Eagles
I'm
with
talking
pressure
about
in their face all night and been perfect like Patrick Mahomes.
pressure in their face all night. There was 0 sacks. There weren't. That's the whole thing. The rush weren't there.
The best D line in football was getting mauled all night.
Exactly.
Well, they slipped on 38% of their.
Well,
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying. It plays into the. I'm saying we're keeping everything the exact
same. No,
Every play
Kirk Cousins
call.
and Daniel Jones do not win that football game. No, and you no, don't even try it.
On a bum ankle, also. On a horse
crazy.
tranquilizer, but a bum ankle.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but he come out at halftime. Didn't even know he had an ankle.
Wavy.
He looked worse.
He didn't even know he
came
had
out
an ankle.
like he did at the parade.
I didn't see not one limp in his 28-yard run, whatever, however long it was.
Yeah. Are we testing him for pets or not?
No,
Oh my God! Please do it and then revoke it, please.
I don't think they revoke it.
They should.
They didn't do the Astros.
I don't think it was.
We're Barry Bonds and my man mid game.
I don't think it was a legal
You
shot.
wish it wasn't.
I think they gave him any and everything.
Man,
up to the
imagine-
legal limit.
Imagine they came out and
Right.
discovered Patrick Mahomes had been like juicing his whole career and they just overlooked it.
Yeah, since Texas Tech.
Oh my God! I need to see his reaction to that. I need to see his reaction to that.
Who?
You.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on from the Super Bowl because we still got a lot to get into.
We do have a lot to get into.
We want to get in these power rankings first.
I don't want to.
These reviewing, we can go through quick. We ain't got to spend time on each pick, man.
Yeah. All right. So let's so for those of you who well, actually we didn't even announce this. So we decided on a whim to go through our
preseason
power rankings that we covered before we on one of our first episodes. Or like we had it split up into 3 episodes, but let me pull up the real rankings on my phone. So, do we want to start from 1 or 32?
32.
Let's do
So at 32 we had the Seattle Seahawks,
Terrible take by us
who finished
in the playoffs.
13th.
Yeah. Are we comparing them to the actual ESPN power rankings or something?
No, this is where they actually finished
Oh,
in the standings. Yeah. The
Lost the playoff
Falcons.
They're
We had
right.
them at 31. They finished 25th. I can
Not
live with
terrible.
that.
We
I
can live with it.
that. The Bears, they finished
Last.
32nd. We had them 30th. So that's not too bad. The Texans, we had them 29th. They finished 31st. I can live with that.
We know who
Commanders, we had the Commanders at 28. They finished 16.
it's kind of a miss by us.
sucks. Kind of.
We had the Titans at 27. They finished 22nd.
That's not bad. 5 spots.
It was skewed by my 31st.
Yeah, that was.
We might have been a little
31st
closer. If we could,
was insane.
One of the biggest misses we had was we had the Jags collectively at 26, and they finished 11th. Yeah. The Lions,
Doug Peterson is him.
we had the Lions 25. They finished 14th.
that's a miss.
A big miss. We had the Giants 24th.
Well, they started. They also did. But
They finished 10th.
when you look at that roster, you're like,
Yeah. And then we had the Panthers at 23. They finished at 21. Then we had the Jets at 22. The Jets finished at 20. We had
we
the
did pretty good
Vikings.
right
We
there.
had the Vikings at 21. They finished at 5. We had the Patriots at 20. They finished at 18. We had the Saints at 19. They finished at 24.
I can live with that.
We had the Steelers at 18. They finished at 15.
That's good.
We had the Colts at 17. They finished at 29.
Terrible.
We had the Cardinals at 16. They finished at 30.
Terrible.
We had the Raiders at 15. They finished at 26.
Terrible.
We
Just overshot
had
a
the
few guys.
49ers at 14. They finished at 4.
Terrible.
yeah.
We had the Browns at 13. They finished at 23rd.
Terrible.
Yes. We had the Dolphins at 12. They finished at 12.
Nice.
Sick.
We had the
I
Eagles.
wish we had like a burr, 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 burr for when we hit it on the head.
We had the Eagles at 11. They finished at 2. We had the Cowboys at 10. They finished at 7.
That's not bad. That's
We
good.
had the Broncos at 9. They finished at 27.
Terrible.
We had the Ravens at 8. They finished at 9.
Hey,
We had the Packers at 7.
I sound like takeoff over here.
We had the Packers at 7. They finished at 19.
Bad.
We had the Chargers at 6. They finished at 8. We
Solid.
had the Bengals at 5. They finished at 6. We had the Bucks at 4. They finished at 17.
Terrible.
We had the Chiefs at 3. They finished at 1. We had the Bills at 2. They finished at 3. And we had the Rams at 1. And they finished at 28.
Biggest miss.
Hands down, the biggest miss.
We did good on our respective teams though.
So if we would have traded the Falcons, Seahawks, and Commanders with the Saints, Colts, and Cardinals, we would have been
Overall, I don't think we did. Overall, I don't think we did terrible being our first one. And first of all, who had the Rams?
If
doing
I
that?
could find,
the Rams just fell apart.
because for the longest time I had the actual list over here that had like all of our individual rankings on it.
I think it's lost, bloody.
I think it is too.
But anyways,
Yeah.
I mean, when we missed, we missed.
Yeah. When we hit, we hit.
Yeah. But the misses were like.
Yeah, they're bad. We were only 20.
I mean, we were the equivalent of like. We had such a Giancarlo Stanton prediction as either we hit a bomb.
Yeah, 3 outcome.
Or
2 out.
strikeout.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say we were probably, I don't even want to say much more proficient on our game picks. But like, you look at these game picks, and I think you're going to see where we're at. Like overall. I mean, we're talking about 60 games over 500 on our game picks. 70 games over 500.
And that's with me and you picking like upsets every week.
I feel like that's solid. I feel like that's really solid.
We'll have to get Nolan involved with these upsets. That way they ain't tanking our record every week. Because me and you like had to pick an upset each week.
Yeah, and then next year we'll fit something in there where all 3 of us compete in that. But speaking of that, you still owe us dinner.
I do.
By the way. All right.
I forgot about that. I'm
Just
glad
making
you
sure
mentioned
I didn't.
I forgot about it. I was
Not
gonna let it
getting
slide.
past me, but-
I was gonna let you slide.
Not getting past me, Buck. Do we want to get into buy sell wool pal?
I've kind of already given my sales.
Nolan, buy
So
sell
if y'all
wool
have
pal?
any.
No, I ain't got one.
All right, I've got a wool pal. So Nolan had asked me about.
I think I know what this one is.
Nolan had asked me about the something to do with Patrick Mahomes and when I became a fan of Patrick Mahomes. And I brought up the I just so happened to be watching the game where Heisman winner, or at the time Heisman candidate Baker Mayfield, strolled into Texas Tech against an unknown Patrick Mahomes. And they proceeded to combine
1,000,000 yards of offense. And
combined for the most yardage, most yardage totals. Patrick Mahomes tied the all-time FBS passing number yardage record. Anyway,
that game.
somehow stumbled across the entire game on YouTube. Didn't know
Front
it.
to back.
So there was a whoever was calling that game was talking about Patrick Mahomes. Described him as big, thick, and longer than you think.
I mean,
You should have saw his face. He was like, "Oh, I'm using that." Like,
Whoa, pal.
whoa, pal, indeed.
Yeah, if you got time, if you got 2.5 hours to
Well,
blow,
really, the whole game he was talking about thickness.
if you got
the whole
2.5 hours to waste, man, that's a good watch. It's a very good watch. Joe Mixon's in that game. Mark Andrews is in that game. D.D. Westbrook is in that game.
Baker had a loaded offense.
Yes, he did. Until Joe Mixon got busted for domestic violence.
You think he Bryn Forbes?
Fellas, we are only 35 minutes in.
Yeah, that way.
I mean, we still got a whole mock draft to do, Sid. That's going to take a
That's
minute.
very true.
By the way, we're doing a first round mock draft.
Yeah, so this is
Starting
our first
now.
mock. No, not starting now.
What do you
So,
mean it's not starting now?
because we still got to do our top 5 safeties.
I was going to do that afterwards.
Why would
This is going to take the most time.
Why would we do a mock draft and then do our top 5 safeties? Like, what? I mean, Timmy. Why would we do a whole mock draft and then do our top 5 safeties?
Why not?
Because the mock draft keeps people around till the end. That's why.
Marketing.
Marketing.
Don't
think that's marketing, but
It is for us. We're trying to get people to hang around for the views.
facts. So, top
the
5
definition of
safeties
marketing.
in the 2023 NFL draft.
5 safeties.
Are you going to do that every episode?
Try to.
I don't think you've done it the last 2. You might have. I don't know. So, let me be completely clear right here. There are 2, in my opinion, there are 2 good safety prospects that I think can make an impact. And then like 3 through 11 or 12 is kind of a mosh pit.
Of what do you?
I'm not going to
So,
make. I'm not.
what
Okay.
kind of-
I'm not going to write anybody off as a prospect yet. As far as
We're not writing them all. It's not writing them all.
No. I'm saying
I mean,
3
I
through
do-
12 is almost
like
impossible to
being-
rank. If
like-
for me, I found extreme trouble because I mean,
I
all
do
of
feel
these-
like there's only like. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
I'll save it.
we'll definitely get into it. But so, who do y'all have at 5?
For me, who I have at 5 is Jordan Battle.
In battle. Well, let me name off my honorable mentions first. Jair Brown, Penn State. J.L. Skinner, Boise State. Jordan
with that.
Battle, Alabama, and Brandon Joseph, Notre Dame.
Just Jordan Battle. I mean, he's just going to be like a guy who helps you in the run defense. I mean, never mind. I'm going to let y'all get into y'all's top 5 or your 5
your
before
5?
I just start
I don't
giving a
have-
breakdown.
You don't have a 5.
I don't have a 5. I don't have a 5.
What are we doing here?
I'm rolling with the field on this one.
Rolling with the field on this one, he says. That's just great, Nolan. That's spectacular.
Who's your 5, Sid?
Ronnie Hickman out of Ohio State.
Look,
He's
We didn't make my list, so if you want to break him down, and
I
you did, I
kinda
can break down
wanna-
Jordan Battle.
I kind of want to. I don't want to compare him to Derek Stingley, but kind of that same where he put enough on tape before injuries, or if you just want to chalk it up to missed time, whatever. Where I think he's just, I mean, he played at a Power 5 school, he played at a top program, and he had a very decent season. So that, coupled with the fact, even though we didn't see him much this past season just because of injuries. Now, injuries are one thing that is holding him back. I can't say that. But in terms of talent, I would say he's definitely more talented than guys like Jair Brown or Brandon Joseph. J.L. Skinner almost made my top 5. Jordan Battle is in the 5, 6, 7 range. You know what I mean? But I gave it to Ronnie Hickman. If I had a pro comp for him, off the top of my head, I would probably say Malik Hooker, another Buckeye. But other than that, man, I mean, you get past 2 or 3 in safeties, man, and it really kind of jumbles up. I mean, none of them are jump off at the page athletes. The kid from Illinois,
Sidney Brown.
Sidney Brown. He's another honorable mention. I forgot about him. He's another honorable mention. He probably could have cracked my top 5 as well if I really had thought about it. But yeah, man, a lot of these guys don't jump off the page at me, especially not as athletes. A lot of them are undersized, and the guys that are
Well, safety isn't like the known most athletic position in the NFL.
yeah, I know, but I'm saying like
it's where you throw your corners that are less. You
No,
throw-
that's not how that works. But for me, it's like the guys that are too small aren't good enough athletes to compete in the NFL, like without getting bullied. And then you got the guys that are able to compete with the size and physicality at the NFL.
Well, in my opinion, nobody comes up really being a safety. I think you're either a failed corner because you're not athletic enough to play corner, or you're too small to play linebacker. That's why you're a safety.
Okay, but what about...
I mean, I'm not hating on safety. I think safety's a fun position.
Yeah. But I'm talking specifically about a guy like Christopher Smith, who's 5'10", 190.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you fit on an NFL football field? And that's not me talking shit about a kid. He's got a great football IQ, solid ball skills. But where does he play? Where does he play on the NFL field? You know what I mean? Like that's what made this list so hard, is like, I feel like the safeties are going to be a lot like wide receivers. Because a lot of these wide receivers, none of them are superb athletes, except for a slight few, right? And all but 2 or 3 are extremely undersized. You know what I mean?
Just for me, okay, breaking down Jordan Battle. So 6'1", 206 from Alabama. He's more a run D guy, really good playing downhill. I said he lacked some ball skills last year, as far as just playing the ball in the air and stuff. But he plays well downhill. I question his moving like laterally and stuff. But for my pro comp, I had him at Adrian Phillips. Never in my life I think I would compare anybody to Adrian Phillips, but there you go.
I didn't have a pro comp for him because he didn't make my top 5, but I can dig Adrian Phillips. My thing with Jordan Battle is, man, he should have probably declared for the draft last year.
He should have. He would have been a second rounder last year.
Yes, exactly. Same for I'm trying to think. Never mind. I'm bugging. But yeah, he would have been a higher draft pick last year. And he's very he forces, I won't say for the way he tackles produces a lot of penalties.
Yeah, he's got to lower his strike zone.
Facts.
He could have got thrown out of like 2 games last year for helmet stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, he
So we're going on to number 4?
yeah.
Moving on to number 4. Who'd you guys have?
No.
I got Jordan Battle.
Jordan Battle. Timo.
I had Jamie Robinson.
I had Christopher Smith. Christopher Smith, 5'10", 188 out of Georgia.
Small guy.
Very small guy.
He's my number 6.
He's your number 6? Yeah. So who do you have 3, JL Skinner?
Mm-mm.
Who do you have 3?
We'll get into it, but my number 4 is Jamie Robinson. Do you have him 3 or something?
I've got Jamie Robinson 3, yeah.
Do you have him?
I have him 3.
Okay, well, we can save him for 3 if you want to.
So Christopher Smith, like I was saying, I really only see him in the slot and at the NFL level. I feel like if you put him out wide, he's going to get bullied. If you put him in the box, he's going to get bullied. If you put him single high, I mean, cool, but if there's a jump ball, he's going to lose it. You know what I mean? He's smart. He can make a play. But, I mean, he's got to really test off the charts at the combine, to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even think of a pro comp for Christopher Smith. Truly. The closest I have off the top of my head is... I had it in my head.
I had him one earlier when I took him off my list. I took off his pro comp and I can't remember it. Oh, I had
He played corner for the Dolphins. Grimes.
my pro comp wasn't. I took him off, but my pro comp for him was Let me make sure. I don't have it up here. I took it off. Yeah, it was Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods. Isn't Xavier Woods like 6'4"?
No, he's 5'10".
Oh. I probably would have said either Cortland Finnegan or I think it's Brent Grimes. Brent Grimes was a corner for the Dolphins. Slot corner, 5'10". He was 5'10". Okay, so you want to move on to number 3, Jamie Robinson?
Yeah.
Who's your 3, Timo?
So my 3 actually, y'all don't have him, but it is Sidney Brown
Sidney Brown.
from Illinois.
Sidney Brown almost cracked my top 5, man.
His range, I think he has the most range in the class as far as being like getting around at safety or playing the ball in the air. It's,
He flies. He flies around.
He does fly around. He has great ball skills. 5'10", 213. His fun fact: his twin brother, Chase Brown, running back at Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, man. I like the kid a lot. That's what when I was talking about before we started about my favorite. I probably love Sidney Brown being my quote unquote favorite. Doesn't mean he's the best, but he's my favorite.
Yeah.
My pro comp for him was Earl Thomas.
Ooh. That's what's up. He didn't crack my top 5, so I don't have a pro comp for him, but that's solid. That's solid. Nolan, you want to give your take on Jamie Robinson?
He went to Florida State. First off,
DBU? No, yeah, for real. That's why I had him. That's why I had him 3.
I was like, oh, FSU, chalk it.
Over Chris Smith and Ronnie Hickman. That's why I had him 3 because he went to FSU.
He hits a ball carrier. He leaves toe tags. He really does.
Toe tags. He's a headhunter.
Mm-hmm.
But
he is 5'11". That's the only thing I have against him is that he's a little bit smaller.
So my thing that I had for Jamie Robinson, and the reason that he's lower on my list but higher on y'all's list, I guess, is he's a tweener at safety. He's a tweener between being able to play in the back, but because he's a dog. I mean, he's a box safety, in my opinion.
Yeah,
he's a box safety sub. He's your dime package linebacker.
Yes.
And he lacks ball skills, but he's a great tackler. I said he has the skills to be in the box, but not the size. He's in coverage.
My pro comp for him is
Jeremy Chin.
Brandon Jones.
My pro comp for him was Adrian Amos.
I could dig that. Brandon Jones plays that role for us in Miami. He does. It's kind of a do-it-all safety. If we blitz a DB, he's the one blitzing. If we play somebody out the slot, he's the one playing in the slot. If we have somebody in the box, he's in the box. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's not that splash player, but he's gonna make he's gonna make a play at certain times in the game. So me and Timo have the same number 2.
It happens to be my number 1.
And me and Timo have the same number 1. No one hasn't flipped. So we will get into Antonio Johnson next.
Texas A&M, 3'6", 195.
Yeah.
I think he has one of the higher...
I thought he was heavier than 195.
I think he has one of the higher ceilings in the draft. I said he does bring the boom. His best ability is that he doesn't get talked about a lot on the field. Whether that's like covering his man well and he's just not getting exposed or overexposed.
He does his job and then he's extremely explosive as well.
My thing was, he's just not getting talked about a lot. But his one downside is, like Sid was bringing up before this, he doesn't have that many, like when you cut on the highlight tape, it's not going to wow you that much.
Yeah.
My pro comp I had for him is Harrison Smith.
Mine was Jeremy Chin. And I have this guy as a late second. That's my grade. I don't know if that's where he's going to go, but I have him graded as a late second. Especially if he's drafted as a safety and plays high safety, he's going to have to learn how to play in coverage. Unless he gets drafted to a team.
Well, that's the thing. I don't even know if it's I don't think he trusts his eyes enough. I think he's there in coverage, but I don't think it's making a play on the ball to to get the interception or the PBU. Because he's there, it's just making the play. Or making a play.
I've got a problem with him only having 1 pass breakup and 1 interception in 2 full college seasons as a safety. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I get that.
At 6'4" at that, or 6'3".
6'3".
That's my only thing with him, man.
But I could be wrong, but I think his completion percentage was 56%. So he's like there. It's just not getting the stats.
Sounds about right. I think me and you used one of the same sources to get some information. I think me and you used one of the same sources. But moving on, Nolan, what do you want to say about Antonio Johnson? Because he was your number 1, so
he is my number 1.
We'll let you say your piece.
He's extremely explosive.
Okay. Say you are.
I mean, you just asked me to.
No, hold on. I'm laying out a scenario here. Okay. What's a team that needs a safety?
Chargers.
No, y'all. No. Antonio Johnson's a.
You're talking about,
you're talking about like a strong safety?
Just a safety. Somebody who's in dire need of a safety. Like dire need.
Falcons?
We'll go with the Falcons. Say you're in the Falcons war room, it's draft night.
Okay.
Pitch to me why we should draft. I'm Arthur. What's his name?
Arthur Smith.
I'm Arthur Smith. You pitch to me why we should draft Antonio Johnson over Brian Branch.
I mean, I just think he's more of a playmaker. Like he's explosive enough that he can get anywhere on the field to get to a ball. And I don't like that look.
It's just I find it a hard time to call him a better playmaker when his college career was not making plays but being there.
Yeah.
To your opinion. I mean, I understand it. He has. If I were to take the attempt to try to sell to you Antonio Johnson, even though I believe that Brian Branch is a better player, I would tell you that I believe at 6'3", 195, there's more potential in Antonio Johnson as a player being able to be. I wouldn't even be able to call him more versatile than Brian Branch, but just that I think that there is I think we could build with the help. Hey, if we trust our DB coach, we can build. Like if I'm trying to sell him as the better, I would tell you that we can build Cam Chancellor. But that's me trying to sell him to you.
That is Jeremy Chin plus.
That's what I'm telling you.
This dude love talking about Jerry Chin.
Well, it's just because he's 6'3" playing safety, but he's also got 20 pounds on Antonio Johnson.
Yeah, well, I think Antonio Johnson's heavier than 195. He might not be 220, but I think he's heavier than 195, man. I mean, that dude is stout. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But let's move on to our number one, or Montemo's number one. Nolan, tell us why he's number two for you. Tell us, other than playmaking, why did he slip to number two?
Just watching the film, like obviously he's way better in coverage. He's way better in coverage. But I don't know, just watching Antonio Johnson I just felt like he was more active on the field. Like he was getting to the ball, getting involved more than Brian Branch was.
Okay. So here's what I've got on Brian Branch. Brian Branch out of Alabama, 6 foot 195. My pro comp is Minkah Fitzpatrick, former Crimson Tide. My grade is mid-first. He's your prototypical center fielder, plays really well on the slot and the box, 3% missed tackle rate. Can really plug and play into any defense in the NFL. Main questions are how he tests as an athlete. Could really drive him into the top 15 if he tests as a +2 elite athlete.
Okay, so me and Sid basically have the same. I just said he's a gadget player. He can fit like Sid was saying, you can fit him anywhere on that. If you want to throw him in the slot, you can throw him in the slot. You want to throw him in the box, you can be a box. I mean, if you want to play him in center field, that's probably where I would put him, playing center field.
Yes.
But I think he's a clear step above the rest as far as this class goes, in my opinion. And
That's how I feel too.
Like, I'm not even trying to just take a dump on Nolan, but I don't really feel like it was. I don't really feel like it was close.
I think we're talking about a floor ceiling situation here, where he definitely has the highest floor.
Yes, he does.
I can see that.
But Antonio, my pro comp for Brian Branch was Kevin Byard.
I can do it. I can mess with Kevin Byard. I can dig that.
Wraps it up.
I wanted to pitch this idea to y'all before we got into this.
Is it something we need to mute for?
No. So I was thinking about the XFL, right, and how we do this in the spring. If you wanted to get viewership up for the XFL, make it the minor leagues for the NFL.
Make the G League. So you said
I was like,
yeah.
I would be way more invested in the XFL if you knew the Panthers minor league team. If I was watching the Panthers farm team, than watching a bunch of NFL guys that got cut.
So I get the concept, but at the same time, there's already that level of viewership in college football. And that level of viewership is in college football is because used to these kids were playing for the next level. So we're playing at a higher level, right? And now those same kids at the college level are already getting paid more than those guys in the XFL.
Well, I'm not more so trying to treat it. I'm not trying to treat it as another route, but more so that guys that. So if I drafted somebody late, right, but he has a lot of potential, instead of sending him,
demote him to the
G League.
It's the XFL team, so he's still getting reps and still playing. He's playing instead of just being on practice squad, getting reps with my. I mean, and we would still have a practice squad. You have to have a practice squad.
Yeah.
And he would be there too, but we would want him to be in this league to be able to get more reps.
Man, that's crazy.
Just the idea of this. Instead of, so Matt Rule hated Terrace Marshall, right?
Yes.
But, so instead of me having to watch Terrace Marshall sit all of his first year, we're just going to use him in practice. And instead of him being DMPs every Sunday, he's going to play in the XFL, where he's still getting reps, and I can see the promise in Terrace Marshall. And he's looking like Megatron on the XFL level.
You got a point. I feel like you'd have to probably combine the XFL and the USFL.
Oh, yeah. It'd definitely have to be bigger than what it is now, because every team would have to have a minor league team.
Exactly. And then now the NFL would have to fund it. They would probably introduce two-way contracts. The NFL draft would get bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not even. You don't even have to make it bigger. It's still 7 rounds. You got to think the NBA draft's only 2 rounds. And I know it's 50-man rosters, but you think of all the undrafted free agents that get signed.
True. Yeah.
And that's if you make it where more people get drafted, that means more people get guaranteed money.
That's not a horrible idea. I could dig it. I just feel like that's a lot of hoops to jump through. You know what I mean?
It is, but I was just trying to increase viewership for not only the XFL.
Oh, no, for sure. But, yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're already competing with college football and the NFL.
Because how many XFL games have you watched? How many XFL games have you watched?
0.
I've not watched one.
0. Not taking time.
But and now, how many college football games have you watched?
No. Yeah, this is different.
But now also,
there's still college basketball, but they got the G League.
Let's flip the script here, right? How many G League games not involving the G League Ignite team have you watched?
No, yeah, but I'm not going to watch it. Yeah, I'm not watching a lot of G League games, but I just feel like there's more people watching a G League game than you are watching people in Europe, like just the random Euro leagues.
Probably, yeah. I could see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes more sense. Now, I will say that
I just find it hard to.
But football's also bigger than basketball.
I will say
you want to implement another league of football fight for viewership over 2 things that people already much invested in.
You got to get in front of it. You're not going to be bigger. You're not going to be bigger than the NFL.
They might not even broadcast some game.
Now, I will say, as a sports fan, there is a obvious hole when it's not football season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Basketball and baseball are amazing. They're great.
Oh, yeah.
But it just does not compare
there's a
to football
lull.
season.
There's a lull between February and August.
Yeah.
And if you made that the XFL, I would tune in to still get my football fix.
Yeah. Yeah, I could dig it. But then you're playing football in the summer, and that just sounds like hell.
Oh, yeah. As a player, I wouldn't want to be there.
Unless they all play in domes. But, all right, fellas, do we want to get into this mock draft?
We can. Let's fire it up.
All right. So number 1.
We're doing no trades, by the way. Before y'all go hounding us, there's no trades in this.
Shut up.
All right. I mean, I feel like it's clear Will Anderson here.
I think it's Jalen Carter.
I think it's Jalen Carter.
I think talent-wise it's Jalen Carter. I feel like the Bears are going to like Will Anderson more.
But, I mean, I feel like
they have such a hole at their linebacker core.
I mean, Jalen Carter is the consensus best player in the draft, if we're being honest.
I won't say consensus best. Like, it's head and
he's
shoulders.
Chris Jones, in my opinion.
I like that comparison a lot.
Exactly.
That'd probably be my pro comp for him.
All right.
You're welcome.
So we're going Jalen Carter.
We going Jalen Carter or Will Anderson?
We're going Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter. When you're a team, okay, just so my breakdown for Jalen Carter going 1, if the Bears were to stick there. You're a team who needs everything. There's not one player in this draft that's going to come in and fix the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, of course.
They're going to need a solid draft, and they can. I mean, looking back on it, it sucks that you gave up the 32nd pick for Chase Claypool.
Yeah. That would have been a prime pick for a wide receiver.
Yeah, especially one who's going to be better, more productive
especially
than Claypool.
in this class, yeah.
So Jalen Carter going 1.
So we're taking Jalen Carter 1.
Okay.
And then we got the Texans.
Hold on. How do I start my draft? Hold up.
You gotta click it to the top.
Yeah.
Where at?
So now we got the Texans who are
Literally the
2
play
and
button.
12.
It's literally the play button. It's probably at the
big
bottom.
orange button.
Yeah.
Start.
Attaboy, Timmy.
So at 2, I mean, you got to go Bryce Young, right?
Yeah.
Bryce Young to the Texans.
I think CJ Stroud's a better option, but I think
I do think I could see the route where D'Amico Ryans wants to grab the best defensive player, but for this draft, we can take Bryce Young.
they have to go quarterback. Like they
don't
can
have
get a
to.
They can get a solid defensive guy at 12, though. You feel what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I agree with you,
What's that you can get?
but
So now
Yeah,
the
you could
Cardinals.
potentially get-
I don't know. I would have a hard time seeing D'Amico Ryans pass up on Will Anderson, but
and also the league seems to be higher on Bryce Young.
that's fine. Take Kyler Murray.
Now the Cardinals.
That's crazy.
I promise you. They say Bryce Young's 6 foot. He's going to measure in at 5'10", 5'9.5", something like that. He's not 6 foot.
Do we feel like the
Cardinals are taking
player?
Will Anderson. They just lost
player
JJ Watt.
available.
Yeah. Will Anderson to the Cardinals.
Okay. India, CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. Colts.
Colts.
Has
Yep. Seattle.
Seattle.
Do we feel
This
like
is where it gets interesting, in my opinion.
Do you think they take Miles Murphy? I think they take Miles Murphy. Or
See,
Tyree
in my opinion, Tyree Wilson's the better prospect than Miles.
I haven't delved into edges, but
I do respect your opinion more because you watched Miles Murphy tear up
I watched him.
our boys.
Yeah, I watched him, Brian Brees, what's the line? Trenton Simpson. I watched. Yeah, all those boys.
and I have seen Tyree Wilson mocked to the Seahawks more than Miles Murphy. So
We're going Tyree.
You see who?
Tyree Wilson.
Tyree Wilson.
Okay.
So we're going Tyree Wilson.
Detroit. Christian Gonzalez.
It's either
it's gotta be
Christian
Seago.
Gonzalez. Yes.
Seago.
Yeah, we'll take Seago.
We'll take Seago. And then the Raiders.
See, I don't think this
You
isn't
think Will
quarterback.
Levis?
This isn't. Well, I don't think it's quarterback.
Do you think they take Levis?
I think they take Paris Johnson.
I mean, yeah. They definitely could, but and then just be terrible and then get a quarterback next year.
That's what I'm saying. The Raiders are so.
Apparently they want a quarterback this year.
I haven't seen that.
Do you think they take Will Levis? Do you think they bite that bait?
Somebody's gonna love Will Levis.
That is true.
He's gonna be number one. I'm telling you right now.
Fit the Raiders MO.
No, listen. I'm telling you right now, and I'm a guy. Y'all hate Will Levis. I don't hate Will
I
Levis.
don't hate Will Levis.
I see potential in Will Levis. I know that Sid thinks he's terrible and worse than Malik Willis.
Within
or
5 minutes of
comparable
film, I
to
watched him throw
Malik
the triple
Willis.
coverage.
Yes, I have my notes. I already have my quarterback notes, and I'm not going to get into it. We'll save it for the grand prize. But I don't think Will Levis is a bad player. If y'all want to do Will Levis, we can. If y'all think Vegas is that sold, I would.
I feel like
if I'm the Raiders,
they need a quarterback.
if I'm the Raiders, I
With
think
no trades, I could see them going tackle. If there was trades, I feel like they're going to try to be moving up for Stroud.
yeah.
they might, but also
Stroud
I could
has
see
already
them.
he basically said he wants to play with Vontae, which I don't blame him. But at the same time,
That's what I was saying. Who
They
doesn't
could
want to play
definitely
with
move up to
Devontae?
3 with the Cardinals. The Cardinals still get their edge rusher.
Yeah, they would still get Tyree Wilson, edge and Miles Murphy, which is a step down from. Well, in my opinion, Tyree Wilson. Don't be shocked. You heard it here first. Don't be shocked when Tyree Wilson might shoot up some boards and it's going to be a Kayvon Thibodeau situation where everybody thought Kayvon Thibodeau was the consensus best edge rusher.
And then, boom,
He-
Trayvon Walker.
Exactly. We're going to get to the combine. When Wilson touches the combine, he's going to light it up. Tyree Wilson is going to destroy this combine.
I can see it.
So we're going Will Levis.
I just want to let you know.
No,
We're going
in
Paris Johnson. Okay.
At 7 to the Raiders.
Atlanta. Miles Murphy?
I think it's
Devon
D line
Witherspoon.
somewhere. I think this could be one of the Clemson boys, either Miles Murphy or if you go all the way down to Brian Brees.
You don't think
the interior
you don't
guy?
think Devon Witherspoon?
I don't think corner's the biggest need on that team. They're missing a lot on the D line. All they got is really Grady Jarrett, and he's by
They
himself.
had the worst pass rush this past year.
Then
they were
yeah, I think this is your either Miles Murphy or Brian Brees. Brian
If
Brees.
it's between those two, I'm going Miles Murphy.
Okay,
Miles Murphy.
we'll take Miles Murphy.
Carolina, what are we doing here, Mo?
If it comes down to I
feel
what
like
I would
I
prefer
feel
is
like-
Anthony Richardson.
I feel like in this spot, y'all draft Anthony Richardson. Personally, I don't think y'all should. If y'all get to
I do.
this
I mean,
spot,
I would be fine if we get to this spot and the draft board looks like this. If this is what the draft board looks like for me,
If y'all get to this spot and the board looks like this, draft Brian Branch and move Chin to outside backer.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that idea, but I feel
In
like
this spot, y'all go.
I don't
Anthony
think
Richardson.
they take a.
I won't.
they take a safety
I'd rather
line.
take Richardson than Levis. People love Levis. Like I said, I like Levis, but
Give
if we're
me
talking
Richardson over Levis.
about, me too. Me too. But I'm a guy who also.
And I'm saving my Richardson comp. I'm trying to keep it in the bag because it's a fire one.
I mean, so my. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to let my quarterback notes out.
I think I'll go Rich right here.
We'll take Anthony Richardson, and I'm going to tell you, I would be overjoyed if we took Anthony
who did
Richardson.
the Philadelphia Eagles?
We talked about my favorite quarterback prospects. I love C.J. Stroud, but Anthony Richardson is probably my favorite.
I would say Eagles go corner.
They take Devon Witherspoon. They're going to lose Bradbury in free agency.
Yep.
Darius
Slay's getting older. So
And they're going to get a great cornerback. If you want to talk about a cornerback I love, it's Devon Witherspoon.
Yeah, he's nice. Illinois had 2 safeties and a corner come out this year.
Tennessee.
What do you do for when you're Tennessee? Yeah, is that? I mean, I haven't been looking at their mocks. Is this O-line? Do we think it's
This O-line's bad.
It is a bad O-line. But do they need help outside? Do you think this could be first wide receiver off the board? I mean, they just took Traylon Burks.
I don't think. Not at 11. Not at 11. 11 is crazy. Not at 11. I think right here is probably.
Skoronski.
I mean, right here, Skoronski's right there.
I'm going to say, like, you.
Yeah, we can take Skoronski.
Okay. Houston again.
Houston's doing cartwheels right now.
Because they get a wide receiver. They get Bijan Robinson. They get
Personally, you probably would have rather. Now looking back on it, if you were Houston, you're probably looking back on the board and looking at it right now, and you would have taken Will. You would have rather taken the defensive player and gotten and been.
What do you mean? They can get Brian Branch right here.
Joey Porter.
They already got a safety.
They can put him with Petrie.
You
know what I'm saying?
He can be the other safety.
I mean, he's that playmaker.
Do we think Michael Meyer goes as high?
No.
No.
Not for a team that needs.
Really,
Really, Brian Breesy is on the board. D-line.
They were 12th in sacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could also go.
I like Joey
They could
Porter.
also go Broderick
Porter.
Jones right here. Right now, with the Texans at 12, I'm torn between Brian Branch or Broderick Jones.
I mean, they just got Bryce Young. I mean, you just stay building around him. Get Broderick Jones. I like that idea.
I'm going Brian Branch or Broderick Jones.
I like Broderick Jones.
So I'm waiting on Timmy's pick. Whoever Timo picks, we'll talk about it.
I don't see D'Amico Ryans not taking the defense.
I feel like whichever one of those doesn't go right here goes next to the Jets.
If we're settling, I can't see D'Amico Ryans not taking a defensive player.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I think it's Brian Branch.
It can be Brian Branch. I would side with almost taking another corner and adding Joey Porter, but
I like Joey Porter, and like because you can't name a corner. I mean, they got Jalen Petrie. Yes, like Branch and Petrie would be.
Petrie's already playing center field. So if you took Branch, you'd be moving him into the slot. And if you're going to get a slot, do you really need him more than you need another corner besides Stingley?
Or a tackle to protect Bryce?
But who's going to make more plays, Joey Porter or Brian Branch?
Joey Porter's going to lock up the outside. Petrie's going to. I mean, Brian Branch is going to be your box guy. I mean, in my opinion, it's kind of like the Trayvon Walker draft pick last year. You drafting a role player for them, he would be. Like I said, I'd rather have Branch play center field, but. In my opinion, in this situation, it'd be hard for me to pass on Porter. Because who's CB2 over there? I mean, they got Stingley, but who else? And Stingley's health is going to be a concern anyways.
You make a good point. So we do.
I like Joey Porter.
take Joey Porter.
If we're just sold on D'Amico Ryans as drafting a defensive player instead of overprotection for his quarterback.
So Joey Porter.
New York Jets.
Joey Porter.
They need a line, right?
I mean,
all the wide receivers are still right here, too.
they don't need a wide receiver, though.
Or do you go Michael Meyer right here?
Maybe. I mean, CJ Ozana is 32.
I think it could be Michael Meyer. Or are we addressing this? Are we addressing this as the Jets are addressing quarterback and the Jets have addressed quarterback in the offseason free agency?
You think they go Will Levis? If they don't?
I mean...
No, this isn't a what if, bro. This is right now. Free agency's out of the question at the moment. We're not making any predictions on that.
Drafts tonight.
This is as it stands. You feel me? So forget about Aaron Rodgers. Forget about Derek Carr.
That's just where I feel like they're going to address it, though. I don't think they would take Will Levis.
I don't think they would either. I feel like the conversation starts at Brian Branch and then Michael Meyer, and you got Broderick Jones.
I like Michael Meyer.
You like Michael Meyer, right?
I like giving them another playmaker to help open up Garrett Wilson more.
Hey, man, I don't know. I don't know if it's because they switched off on all their tight ends last year, but they did not use the tight end very much.
Think about how Nathaniel Hackett liked using Tanyan in Green Bay. Imagine if that was Michael Meyer.
Yeah, you got a point.
That's a good point. You know what, Timo? You just convinced me.
I'm good at this stuff, Nolan. Just listen to me. There's a reason that y'all come in second and third every year in these mocks.
Hey, I'm getting you this year. I promise you I'm getting you this year.
All right. Michael Meyer?
Yeah. New England has to be licking their chops that the wide receivers are still here.
Oh, yeah.
Has
New
to,
England,
right?
Addison?
New England, I've got...
It's such a Bill Belichick pick, though, to want Brian Branch right here.
Oh, yeah.
New England, I've got... I've got Muhammad Diabate out of Utah. I'm on prospect 267, by the way.
This is the worst graded wide receiver.
No, I don't know. I just scrolled like a few hundred spots. I mean, do we think he goes? They go. I mean,
I would have to
I like
take Jordan Addison.
I like Jordan Addison here.
They need a wide receiver that can create space
And not just jump up.
so do we go Jordan Addison?
I think we do.
Which in real life, I could see this if Zay Flowers flew up a board right here. Being
Not to
Zay
14,
Flowers.
Not to 14.
If Zay's jumping up, he's maybe jumping
Green
up
Bay.
the end of
Green Bay, are they taking Quentin Johnson?
Why? They might. I don't think they're gonna have Aaron.
They don't need. They
Rodgers,
don't. They already got one dude.
So we think Will Levis flies off the board right here?
I doubt
I
that.
think that
I
goes
think
with
they'd
Jordan
more so go Jordan Love. But I
Broderick
think this is
Jones?
where Broderick Jones goes.
They lost, what's his name in the draft?
I'd say Broderick Jones.
I'll go with that.
All right.
Commanders. Sticking with Sam Howell. I don't care.
This is Brian Branch. Who's the other safety? They got Cam Curl.
The white guy.
Oh yeah, we're taking Brian Branch.
The white guy is fast as hell.
Cam Curl's more of a hitter, though. He's like not a center
Strong
fielder.
safety, yeah.
I'm fine with taking Brian Branch right here. I feel like that's great value for Washington.
Yeah, Brian Branch here. To the
17,
Commanders.
the Steelers.
The Steelers got to go. I wouldn't want to say receiver, right?
Brees. Cam Hayward's getting old.
Do they need a guard?
They need corner help. Where's our corner?
Cam Smith.
Yeah.
Klee Ringo?
South Carolina.
Or Cam
Or
Smith?
Keely Ringo.
No, Ringo, in my opinion, is Trayvon Diggs at the college level.
I like Cam Smith just a tad more.
Yeah, I think it's Cam Smith.
Think Cam Smith?
That's fine by me.
All right.
Cam Smith.
Detroit. They're back on the board. We already had them take a corner.
Think they double up on corner?
Would
No.
this be... Do you draft Will Levis as a project here?
No.
Why not? So we just got Will Levis. I mean, if he's not here, he's going to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I could see that before Detroit.
You don't think they would let him just hold the clipboard for Jared
Why would
Goff
they
for a
not
year?
go Brian Breesy right here?
Yeah.
Brian Breesy? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say Brian Breesy has fell all the way to 18.
Brian Breesy, I could see he's just not flashy for guys. He's a space
Will
eater.
Levis?
This has to be Will Levis.
So Brian Breesy to Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Will Levis to Tampa.
Yes.
Seahawks at 20. You think they go maybe a corner receiver?
What did we have them take in the top 10?
Tyree
Edge.
Wilson.
They took Tyree Wilson.
But they have Tariq Woolen. They've already got Tariq Woolen. And I mean, I don't.
Their O-line's solid.
Yeah, they're not. Trent Simpson? No way.
They could go Trent
They
Simpson.
this could be Trent Simpson.
They do need a linebacker. Well, because I think
They got to get a Bobby Wagner replacement.
Yeah, I feel like Trent Simpson is probably the move here.
Okay. I'm good. I'm with it.
Chargers.
What are you doing here? The board looks like this.
Dalton Kincaid.
I like. I will beat the hell out of you.
Quentin Johnson?
I'm looking at Jalen Hyatt. I like Quentin Johnson, but we don't need another one. We don't need another one.
I get you. Hyatt?
Give me a vertical separator, please, for the love of God.
So Jalen Hyatt.
Jalen Guyton is He was injured this year, and I was never.
I took Hyatt, so I hope y'all do.
Yeah.
I'm taking Hyatt.
Baltimore, Quentin Johnson.
Baltimore. Bijan?
I don't think.
You can't trust J.K. Dobbins' health.
Mel Kiper did say that if the Ravens drafted Bijan Robinson in round 1, he would retire.
So it's a win-win.
I still think they go receiver.
Quinn.
They can't go with no help at receiver, bro. That has to be Quentin.
Quentin.
Especially if the board looks like this.
Big Q.
You think Quentin Johnston?
Yeah.
And he's the only.
And then I think Bijan goes to the Vikings. I think they're going to lose Dalvin.
They're going to lose Dalvin in free agency.
So
then
they
Bijan.
replace him with Bijan Robinson.
They could lose him in free
That's
agency.
nasty, bro.
That is nasty.
Jack?
So Bijan to the Vikings, right?
Yeah. Jags go Ringo.
They've got to go Ringo.
Yeah.
Jags go Keely Ringo at 24.
Giants. Jackson Smith.
Who's
They do need a receiver. And they seem to be tied to Daniel Jones. There's no glaring holes on defense.
Not big enough to warrant not adding a playmaker. I mean, maybe this is where Zay Flower jumps up to.
I'm trying to think who's the opposite edge. They got Thibodeau and who's the other one? It's Azeez Ojulari.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they don't really need an edge.
they don't need an edge.
I was looking at Van Ness. I like Van Ness, by the way.
I'd say it's Smith and Jibba or Nolan Smith. Because I
mean, Jackson Smith and Jibba is.
Well, now
he's a Giants type of receiver, like just a guy, like a little slot guy. Like Ninjiba's like Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
I do think Zay Flowers jumps at the end of this round, though. Just because he's getting a lot of attention.
Do we want to go Ninjiba?
I mean, I think Jackson's better than Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is just really shifty, and that's what catches everybody's eye.
I just feel like, when I think I could see Jackson Smith being a Giants type of receiver. That's what I was saying. Like he's like what they like out there.
Yeah.
We want to go that?
Yeah. I like it.
Okay. I feel like I'm doing pretty good this draft, by the way, boys.
We all are.
Dallas has to go Osiris Torrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Buffalo.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
They just got James Cook, man. I don't see
Is it Van Ness? The edge up?
Greg Rousseau. I don't think Nolan Smith's a first-round edge. We think Nolan Smith is a first-round edge?
No, I got him top end second round.
I think he's a first-round edge, bro. That's what I'm saying. Do we think Lucas Van Ness is a first-round edge?
Yes. Van Ness is.
I haven't cut on his tape, man, but I definitely don't think he's running back here.
I like Van Ness.
I'm cool with Van Ness.
All right, let's go Van Ness.
All right. The
I
Bengals.
feel like the Bengals could go Jahmyr Gibbs here.
You think it's a running back situation here?
I mean,
They already got P. Ryan.
Joe Mixon.
Yeah, P. Ryan and Joe Mixon. I think that's solid.
No, but I'm saying all that stuff going on with Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
I would love to go down and give.
also-
I would love to go down and give because you know what Joe Burrow needs? Another weapon. I mean, hold on. Is this Zay Flowers? T. Higgins is. They're talking about having to trade T. Higgins. Is going to be not going to be able to sign him. Are we going to draft?
So we thinking Drew Sanders here?
Or do they go edge right here?
Do they go Drew
Because, I mean,
Sanders?
Joseph Asai is likely out for the year. Pretty sure he snapped his ACL in the AFC Chip game after missing his entire rookie season with a torn ACL.
They got Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, but Trey Henderson's in the defense.
I'm trying to think of their Mike linebacker.
It's
Logan
Logan
Wilson.
Wilson.
Oh,
But he's up there. He's almost 30 now.
well, I don't think he's 30, but
Yeah, I don't think he's 30.
I'm trying to think on if we're thinking long term. If you're thinking long term and you're the Bengals, you aren't losing Joe Burrow, you aren't losing Jamar Chase.
Man,
So it comes down to either we're paying Tyler Boyd, who's going to be cheaper, or we're paying T. Higgins.
Or what if they go like Drew Sanders right here?
They could, but I'm thinking.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm
what I was
thinking.
thinking.
I'm thinking
That's
you
what you're
get Zay Flowers here.
What Joe Burrow needs? Another weapon. That's gold.
Because I was originally wanting to, but then I was wanting to give him Kincaid. That's what I was talking about. But then,
Dear Lord, please.
Actually, Dalton Kincaid makes a lot of sense, right? Whoa, where is Darnell Washington?
he's 30, or he is. Darnell Washington is. I saw him. He's just up
He's
here.
down there.
Let me give him Darnell Washington.
I mean,
That ain't how they use their pass kit. That ain't how they use their tight ends.
I really like Drew Sanders here.
We're all torn. I'm thinking long term.
And Logan Wilson's good.
I'm thinking long term, and I would take
Hakeem Davis.
I would take Zay Flowers, knowing that we're gonna have to lose one of T. Higgins or Tyler Boyd.
I think Drew Sanders is a better pick here.
I like Drew Sanders more because
Okay, we can go. Yep. Drew Sanders.
Drew Sanders. Which is nasty at 20.
I was very wrong about the age of Logan Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
he's
did
in
I
his
think?
20s.
Why did I think he was?
He's like what, 24?
26.
New Orleans Saints.
Let's see how far. Hold on.
Their linebacker core is actually younger than I thought it was.
See, I'm thinking that Celestine Haba from Texas A&M Commerce.
I just seen where he was at, bro.
The worst prospect on this.
I thought their linebacker core was older than it was, so
This could be Jameer Gibbs with everything with Alvin Kamara, but I don't know.
I think Nolan Smith makes more sense.
It does. I mean, they're a team.
Or Dalton Kincaid.
Slow down. Who did we pick for the Bengals?
We gave him
Drew Sanders.
Drew Sanders.
Oh, okay. I'm still arguing my case. Okay.
I'm gonna have to cut on some tape on this Clark Phillips guy.
He's alright.
There is Darnell.
My first pick right here is Nolan Smith to the Saints.
Trying to think, they got Cam Jordan, but he's older.
He's older.
He's a defensive end. I'm talking about the edge guy.
Well, they run a 4-3.
That's right.
That's
I'll
what
go
I think.
with it.
Nolan Smith's a 3-4 edge. I don't see it being Nolan Smith. It could be Kincaid here.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got Juwan Johnson, but he's older.
Could be Clark Phillips.
They're gonna lose Taysom Hill in free agency.
I like Kincaid or Clark Phillips. Going to be one of the Utah boys.
I don't know much about Clark Phillips. I'd be more comfortable taking Kincaid, and I would hate that if they had Dalton Kincaid.
You like Kincaid here, Nolan?
Yeah.
I don't,
I'll rock
but
with it.
we'll
I'll
take
rock
it.
with
Eagles.
Again.
I mean, they
Is
fill
this Nolan's?
Nolan Smith, Brandon Graham.
They still got Hassan Reddick.
Brandon Graham's
Zay
leading some.
Flowers.
Are they losing Josh Sweat and Brandon Graham?
Brandon Graham's just old.
Well, I know, but what about Josh Sweat? He had 11 sacks too.
No clue. But I feel like
Is Josh Sweat under contract?
I feel like
Are we replacing Miles Sanders?
no. I mean, even if you were to quote unquote replace Miles Sanders, they have Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell, who I feel like
Do we want to give a slot receiver to help Devontae and AJ Brown outside
You
and
give
give
him
him
a
Zay
true-
Flowers?
it's Quez Watkins.
I think
Quez Watkins.
Have we seen Quez Watkins' hands? That boy couldn't catch clapping or Morehouse.
I like Zay Flowers here. I really do.
I'm leaning Nolan Smith, man. I feel like half your defense is
Older
either
or
old or
Free agent.
Yeah, or a free agent. I feel like
Start
you've got to
building it
fill in
back.
that edge spot. Your offense for the most part is going to stay together. You might have Jason Kelsey retire. You got backup linemen that can fill in where needed. All your wide receivers for now are under contract. You've got deep depth at running back. Defense has holes and they need to be filled. I'm strongly leaning Nolan Smith here.
Okay.
All right.
Now, here's where I could see Zay Flowers going.
I want to punch a wall. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
I feel like Sid just intentionally saves Zay Flowers.
Or Clark
for Kansas
Phillips.
City.
Clark Flex will be good. Emmanuel Forbes is also there.
Not over Clark Phillips.
I like Zay Flowers more.
Zay Flowers.
Antonio Johnson replaced Warren Thornhill.
Zay Flowers here.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. God damn it. Bullshit. All right, and now the Steelers.
Pittsburgh's back up.
They got Isaiah Foskey.
It could be. I'm trying to see if there's anything else.
Josh Downs.
Bro, what?
Yeah, you heard me.
Just traded away Chase Claypool. They already don't know what they want.
By the way, if you're looking for Darnell Washington, he's prospect 38.
Yeah, I know. Just ridiculous.
I'd love the second round board if I'm
Darnell Wright at 44.
Yeah.
John Michael Schmidt's right here. Interior line. I don't feel like that'd be too bad.
Nah.
Or do you feel like a better pick would be DeJuan Jones?
We got Jared Patterson, 96.
They do need O-line help. For sure.
I would say DeJuan Jones. I feel like that's a steal at 32.
Yeah, we can take DeJuan Jones. Well, he's like the really athletic
Yeah.
the really tall guy.
He was
right?
he was the guy that was mauling at the Senior Bowl, wasn't he?
So we're taking DeJuan Jones?
DeJuan Jones.
Yeah.
All right. So that is that wraps up NPS's first official mock draft. Nolan, how is that going to go on our Twitter? Does it like have it laid out all the picks, or is it like a link?
Yeah, there's a direct link to share mock draft.
Okay, so you about to post it on Twitter right now?
Like that.
You about to post it on Twitter right now?
Yeah.
I thought that was solid.
I like it.
Well, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in to another.
Wait. I got a curveball for y'all fellas today.
Here we go.
I got a curveball for y'all fellas today, right?
Well, for those who hung around.
Yeah. So, for those of y'all that stuck around, right? There's a curveball. I want to ask my counterparts. I want to get their thoughts and feelings, right? So, picture this, right? You're in college. You're at a college football game, right? It's the college football national championship game, right? It is 4th and goal on the half-yard line. Or I would say on the one. Quarterback snaps the ball. Hands it off to Bobby Boucher. No, not Bobby Boucher. Hands it off to Forrest Gump.
Are we talking about?
Hold on. He snaps the ball, turns around, hands it off to Forrest Gump.
Mm-hmm.
Forrest Gump's hits the B gap.
Bobby Boucher's right there.
Bobby Boucher's waiting for him.
Not gonna lie.
They hit heads. Is that a touchdown for Forrest Gump?
That is a
Bobby
PFL
Boucher
fumble 6.
You put him on the half-yard line.
Fumble 6. I said the one. I backed it up.
On the one.
The half-yard line is kind of crazy. There's also one more thing I need to ask y'all.
Okay.
But
Bobby Boucher wins that rep.
Bobby Boucher?
Bobby Boucher wins that rep.
I got Bobby Boucher.
I do too.
Because Forrest Gump was just
Okay.
fast. He never was physical.
All right, so Bobby Boucher. All right, so
Why I'm analyzing Forrest Gump as a football player, but here we are.
So last thing I wanted to get into, right? And I said this during the Super Bowl game, and there was real concerns about this on Twitter. Do we think that they neuter that quarterback sneak that the Eagles were?
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't.
It should not be at all.
It should not be at all.
But did I not say
You did
that
bring
they're
it
going to
up.
look at neutering that play?
You did bring it up, and I thought it was stupid then. And I think it's stupid now.
Oh, of course, absolutely. I don't think it should be neutered at all.
They're
But,
They're talking about bringing up the tush push. Is what they're calling it.
yeah.
Like pushing the quarterback from behind.
Like, my brother, don't let him get up to the 1 yard.
I mean, it is the most unstoppable play
Yeah.
in football.
But it's also.
I mean, Tom Brady never did it better.
Yeah.
Like,
But just want to pick y'all's brains on that. I feel like
if
it's
you know
bullshit.
exactly where they're going, you know exactly where that ball is going, and you can't stop them. Like,
I mean, it's just like an O lineman running up behind a running back and pushing the pile.
yeah,
Yep.
There's no difference.
Nope. Not at all.
there's no difference. It's done.
I got no problem with it. I just want to see what
It's just
y'all
smart. It's just smart. It's
But,
like, hey, I only need to get 3 feet. Like,
thought. Yeah.
you get 3 feet. I can shove a guy 3 feet.
Thank you, boys.
He also
for tuning in.
squats 600 pounds.
Hanging around for another episode of Next Play Sports. Peace.